Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Kent State Ice Arena. My name is Alex Rivera, bringing you this rivalry night part 2 versus the visiting Akron Zips and your Kent State Golden Flashes. Special night here tonight at the Kent State Ice Arena, senior night, celebrating number 2 for the Golden Flashes, Cade Van Sickle, in front of a packed Kent State Ice Arena, just celebrating him and all his hard work and dedication to the program and the lasting impact that he's made. Congrats once again to Cade. And now what lies ahead for him and the Flashes here tonight, a huge rivalry matchup against the team from up the road, the Akron Zips. Flashes fell last night at Akron by a final score of 4-2, and looking for some sweet, sweet revenge here on home ice. Flashes rolling out a starting lineup here tonight. At the forwards, number 5, Alessio Simpson, number 17, Gavin Fryer, and number 22, Joey Donahue. On defense, number 18, Zach Strutt, and the special senior here tonight, number 2, Cade Van Sickle, drawing the start. And in between the pipes for the Golden Flashes, number 29, Cooper Pettipiece. We're going to step away for a brief moment here as we present the national anthem here at the Kent State Ice Arena. And when we come back, we'll have puck drop on this rivalry matchup. Stay with us, folks. Puck drop moments away. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying with us as we get ready to bring you puck drop on what should be a pleasure here tonight at the Kent State Ice Arena. Starting lines have made their way out onto the ice as we get ready for puck drop. Flashes with a huge chance to bounce back and steal some points here tonight on home ice. And as we said before, packed crowd in the house, sticks banging against the benches, players skate up to the dot, and we are ready to get this one underway. Puck is down, and the Flashes skate out with possession to start this one. Van Sickle, the special senior here tonight, dumps it in deep at the red line. Donahue, first man to that puck, going to leave it for Fryer. Fryer picks it up, centers a pass for Simpson. He can't control that one cleanly. Now going to be helped out by Donahue. Donahue in the far side corner, going to play it back behind the net. Looking for Simpson to retrieve it. It's scooped up by Barrett, and Barrett going to break up the far side boards. Barrett, stick check there. Simpson going to keep it at the blue line, send it in deep. Looking for his team to go right back to work. Donahue with the early pressure. The Zips going to slow this one down. Grasha now with some time and space to work. Going to try to go all the way up the ice. No touch there by Williams in the neutral zone. And that's going to give us our first whistle with an icing call, bringing this one right back to the Akron zone just 40 seconds in. Left out in the Akron zone. Gillespie at the dot for the Flashes. Grasha at the dot for the Zips. First offensive zone draw here coming up for the Flashes. Puck down. Gillespie wins it back. Picked up by Owley. He tries a shot from the point. Deflected wide of the net. Timmons going to dump this one in deep. Send it right back where it came from. Gillespie going to win it in the far corner. Now picked up by Zulant. Zulant centers a pass out in front. Off the skate there of Gillespie. Gillespie picks it up in the corner, going to play it down low to Zulant. Zulant on the right side in the offensive zone, going to try to send it back in deep, but deflected up and out of play, and that's going to give us another stoppage here. It's going to allow Akron to get a line change. Kent going to do the same. Just a minute into this one, and the Flashes have been dominating time of possession here. Akron hasn't had a real look yet. Still early on in this one, but going to be a sign of good things to come tonight for Kent State. Now opposite dot in the Kent State zone. Right side this time. Puck tied up off the draw, going to be scooped up there by the Zips. Parada going to try to send it up the boards. Flashes pick it up the blue line. Tried a shot attempt there. First save there for Johnson. Zips just trying to clear. Fryer trying to keep it in the near side boards. Now going to be picked up by Kane. He's going to skate up the right side. Kane going to leave one for Wilson. He's blown up by Donahue. His shot attempt well wide of the net there. No threat to Pettipiece at all. Flashes looking to collect in their own zone. Going to be picked up by Timmons. Timmons just going to try to send it out. His clearing attempt broken up. Now going to find the stick of Outley. Outley plays a pass up right in front of his own bench. Now skating hard for this puck is Simpson. Simpson tries to get down to his defender, gets down low. Point blank save there for Johnson. Simpson had a good look at it. Flashes with some great offensive chances here early on in this one. Puck going to roll back deep into the Kent State zone, picked up by Garnett. Garnett goes cross ice for Geyer. Geyer gets a touch on that, going to send it in deep for the Flashes. Akron frantically trying to get this one out of their zone. Godovich there, joined by Geyer. Geyer centers a pass, nobody home there. Picked up at the blue line, shot attempt blocked out front by Kane, and he'll just chip it out of the zone. Flashes have to regroup full length of the ice. Garnett once again, first man back to this puck. Garnett going to protect on a pass to Geyer. Geyer going to try to go up the right side of the ice, going to chip it ahead to himself. Geyer tries to chip it to himself, but picked off by Bernard. Now the Zips going the other way with some speed. Here comes Gregory. His shot attempt first, saved by Pettipiece. Rebound attempt high over the net of Pettipiece. Zips still threatening. Center a pass there, blocked out in front. Nice job by the Flashes defense, shutting that one down. Zulant just going to try to chip it out of his own zone. Kept in at the blue line by the Zips. They're going to send it in deep. Akron going to skate off for a line change behind the play. Kent with plenty of time to work. Zulant with the puck on his stick, going to try to play it over to himself up the right side. Zulant still with this puck. Going to take a check there. Tansel with some pressure. Zanola there with him as well. Tansel going to pick this puck up. Reverse ice there for Zanola. Shot attempt bouncing around out in front. Intercepted by the Zips, and they're going to skate it to safety there. Marsh with the puck on his stick. Going to play one up the boards for Barrett. And now right back to Marsh. Marsh now going to try to skate up the left side and into the offensive zone. Shut down there by Van Sickle. Van Sickle going to play at the length of the ice there. Tansel bringing the pressure. Flashes trying to control the offensive zone. But Kane with some time up the left side. Doesn't quite hit the red line. Going to send it in deep. And that's going to go the length of the ice for an icing call. Kent going to get another offensive zone draw coming up. 16:31 left to play in the first. Flash is doing a good job of keeping the puck in the offensive zone. Akron, not many chances on that side of the ice. Kent State doing a good job forcing the issue here early on. Definitely guys fired up after last night. Felt like they should have had the one yesterday. Certainly looking to steal one here tonight. Gillespie at the dot versus Grasha once again. Puck tied up. Zips find possession somehow. Mischeck tries to clear, but picked up by Outley. His shot attempt wide, high from the point. Timmons going to send one from the blue line. That's going to be gloved up by Johnson. That'll give us another whistle. Flash is going to get another crack in the offensive zone. Zip's going to use this as a chance to get some fresh skaters on the ice as well. Gillespie still manning the dot for the Flashes. Him and Grasha, round two here. Gillespie wins that one clean, wins it over to Zulant. Zulant turns and tries to fire a shot, blocked out in front. Zulant going to pick up his rebound, centers a pass there. Johnson going to find it through some traffic. We're going to get some pushing and shoving after the play. Lapsevich there mixed up with Bernard. Bernard taking exception. Tim skating in. Thought it was a late poke there at that puck. But that one broken up quickly. Gillespie, Grasha once again at the dots. Grasha wins that one, and Akron will clear the zone. Williams racing for this puck for the Zips. Timmons right there with him, stride for side, and he takes a hard check into the boards there behind the play, and that's going to exception there. Owley going after Williams, and Timmons is still down. Players going at it in the corner, but all the concern with Timmons is he went hard into the end boards here. Scary scene at the Kent State Ice Arena. Obviously hope he is all right. That is certainly going to draw a penalty on Akron. And Kent State will get a power play, but all the attention right now on Dylan Timmons. Refs breaking up the crowd. Trainer out to check on Timmons. Initial looks here. Looks like Owley going to go to the box. No issue there with that penalty on Owley. Standing up for his teammate. Williams going to the box on that initial hit. 2 minutes for boarding. That is a guarantee for the Zips. Those two locked in the box now. Outley still with some words for Williams. Timmons still be evaluated here deep in the Kent State zone. Now he is up on his feet here. He's going to get some help skating off here. An ovation from the crowd. Good to see Dylan Timmons up on his own feet. Trainer's going to take care of him, and obviously hope he is all right and hope he can get back in this game. Such a key piece for the Flashes on the defensive end. Best wishes for Timmons. And after that hit there, we'll see how the refs draw it up, but you have to think the Flashes get some sort of power play here. Williams is in the box, and as well as Outley is in the box. But Outley just standing up for his teammate. So we'll see how the refs decide this one. Looks like number 17, Williams, going to join the other Williams in the box for the Zips. And just as we predicted, looks like the Flashes will get a power play, and deservingly so. Good opportunity here for Kent State to take an early lead and dominate on this power play. They've been pretty good on the power play all season so far. See if they can continue that success. Definitely going to be playing with a little pep in their step there. Definitely a few players took exception to that hit on Timmons. Players itching to score that first goal. So we sit at 15:58 left in the first period, and we get ready to resume the action. Fryer at the dot versus Wilson. Left dot in the Akron zone. Refs just check it in with the PA announcer, making sure all the penalties are put up on the scoreboard correctly. It's going to be a 5-minute major for the Zips. I have to think that's coming for number 17, Williams. That altercation with Outley behind the play after that hit. Scorers table just getting all those penalties situated, and we'll be ready to drop that puck. So that 5-minute major here looming large for the Flashes. Just a huge chance to put some goals on the board. Puck is down. Flashes pick it up. Garnett going to swing one to Godovich. Flashes looking to go to work quickly. Kane sends it around the end boards. Flashes can't keep it in that puck. Going to go the length of the ice here. Pettipiece out behind his own net. Going to leave it for Garnett. Garnett loses the handle on that one, but Godovic there to give him some help and skate it out of his own zone. Godovic up the left wing, going to go cross ice, up the right wing. Trying to connect on a pass there to Quinn, a little too far for him. Barrett's clearing attempt, fanned on that one. And Kane just going to rifle this one into his own bench. And that's going to blow this play dead. Flashes will get an offensive zone draw coming up. And they're already going to skate on the next power play line. A lot of lethal shots here on this second power play line. Zulant on the ice. Strutt is on the ice. And good to see Dylan Timmons right back out on the ice. Good to see that he is all right after that one. Let's see if he can make an impact here. Simpson picks this puck up just over the left dot. Going to skate it in down low. Plays it off the near side boards. Back up top for Strutt. Shot attempt. Saved by Johnson. Rebound attempt by Simpson. Cleaned up once again by Johnson. And he'll cover that one up. Flashes will do it again in the offensive zone. Left dot once again in the Akron zone. Gillespie and Grasha, those two going to certainly become familiar with all the faceoffs they're going to take here. Timmons going to let a shot go. Rebound saved by Johnson. Puck bouncing around out in front. Johnson trying to pick it up. Still rolling around. Johnson out of his crease. Shot attempt just wide off the stick of Strutt. Somehow Akron escapes there. Flash is still threatening, however. Zulant going to pick this puck up, trying to go cross ice and feed it to Strutt. Pressured by Grasha, but Strutt gets it down low to Simpson. Simpson going to pick it up, turn, send it back, left dot for Strutt. Rolls under his stick. And the Flashes will have to clear the zone. Still 3 minutes and 50 seconds left on that major penalty to Williams. Zips send that one right back as the Flashes tried to enter the offensive zone. Kent State going to form their attack here now. At the red line, Strutt going to send it in deep. Going to be picked up by Gillespie. Gillespie going to send it around the end boards. Going to be picked up by Zulant, far side. Zulant trying to play one back to the blue line, out of the zone. Flashes have to regroup once again. Strutt going to hop over the boards. Gillespie going to do the same. Now some fresh skaters on the ice for Kent State. Puck sent it into the opposite corner here. Donahue going to pick it up. Now going to be played up top to Godovic. Godovic going to play it down low for Fryer. Fryer centers a pass for Donahue. Just rolls over his stick. Garnett going to play one down low. Quick shot there by the Flashes. Saved by Johnson. Kicked the leg out. Fryer picking this puck up, spin move there, centers one for Donahue. He couldn't get a stick on it. Rolls to the stick of Godovic, going to send it into the corner. Kane tries to clear that puck. Nice job by Lapsevich keeping that one in. Kane picks it up again, picked up by Fryer. Quick shot attempt just wide of the net, off the stick of Donahue. Godovic left out, going to play one down low to Fryer. Rolls under his stick, so Donahue will retrieve it. That puck going to get deflected by Kane, up and out of play, and we will get another stoppage. Initial penalty there to Williams and Outley. Those are both over, but still 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the major. Flash is still with plenty of time here early on in this one to strike first. Right dot now in the Akron zone. One back by Fryer. Flash is with possession. Skating in this one behind the net. Kent State looking for an option. Strutt can't keep it in at the blue line. Now this puck sent deep into the Kent State zone, having to retrieve this puck. Kent State with plenty of time for a full regroup here. Flashes pick up possession. Garnett with the puck on his stick. Garnett going to skate it up the left side. Nice move by him. Breaking the ankles there of Wilson. Plays a pass over. Quick shot attempt saved by Johnson. Puck still bouncing around. Johnson will somehow clean that one up, and he'll cover it up for the whistle. 13-11 left to play in this first period. Flashes and the Zips both going to get a fresh line on the ice. 2:13 left on the power play for Kent State. Flashes with a plethora of chances here on this power play. Just looking to squeeze one past Johnson. Gillespie at the dot now versus Wygas. Gillespie wins that one clean. Timmons at the top of the point. Going to play one down low for Zulant. Those going to play catch. Timmons going to send it down low for Simpson now. Simpson spinning around, going to take it behind the net of Johnson. Now going to come it up near side. Going to play it back for Timmons. Timmons goes cross-eye for Zulant. Zulant tries a shot, blocked out in front by Kane. Zulant tries a shot, tough angle shot there, right under Johnson. And in the blue paint, Gillespie taken down after the play. And a pile forming in front of Johnson, but to no avail. Johnson shoves Gillespie there. Flash is taking exception to that. Some rowdy fans in the house taking exception to that as well. Flashes still have the puck in the offensive zone as they have had it for most of this power play. Left dot in the Akron zone once again. Gracia versus Gillespie. Puck tied up by Gillespie, sends it towards Johnson, just going to poke that one away. Beckner tried to pick that puck up, flashes all over him. Simpson with the puck on his stick, down low, far side corner. Gonna play one to Zulant, back up top to Timmons at the blue line. Gonna play one up down the boards. Now gonna retrieve this puck once again from Zulant. Now gonna play it over to Outley. Outley gonna play it to Gillespie down low, near side boards. Gonna play it top of the blue line for Outley. Outley tries to dance around a man, trying to keep that puck in, just sends it in deep for Gillespie, and he retrieves that one. Gillespie gonna skate it in, just gonna leave it for Simpson. Simpson now back to Outley. Outley receives this puck and gonna send it right back to him. Simpson tries a shot there, just wide of the net there. Zulant keeps it in at the blue line. Nice move by Zulant, keeping this puck in, gonna push it in at the right dot. Tries to go cross ice, looking back door for Outley. That pass broken up. Simpson gonna just try to backhand one in front of the net there, but the Zips will clear. Less than a minute on this power play for Kent State, just 50 seconds. Both teams will get a line change, and Kent State, a couple more chances here to get up the ice and try to put one on the board. Flashes with some crucial seconds, 40 seconds now on the power play, trying to make something happen. Flashes skate in, shot blocked out in front. Puck rolling around, neither team can control it cleanly. Flash is gonna pick it up there, sent in deep, picked up by Donahue now. Donahue gonna circle the left dot. Gonna play one down low for Fryer. Gavin Fryer behind the net. Fryer with the puck on his stick. Looking for an option. Right dot now. Cuts in. Shot there. Just wide of the net. Gonna be retrieved by Strutt. Strutt gonna send it down low. Fryer all over the puck here. As he retrieves this one again. Less than 10 seconds on the power play for the Flashes. Centering pass there. Donahue took a whack at it. Just past his stick. Donahue staying with the play. Gonna leave one for Fryer. He fans on that one. Fryer tries to tuck that one in. Johnson kicks the leg out. Williams out of the box. Backdoor chance there for the Flashes as they are still threatening. Power play over for Kent State as we are back to even strength. But now the Zips skate out with possession up the left side. They hit the red line, just going to send it in deep off the stick of Williams, fresh out of the box. Donahue with the pressure, destroys Williams in the corner of the Kent State zone, and the Flashes skate out with possession. Another big hit there. Strutt takes down a man. Flashes laying the body here. Akron tried to go the other way. Godovich all over that one. He's still skating with this puck. He's taken down from behind. Still no call from the ref. This one is getting chippy, folks. Excuse me, that was Zulant who got taken down. As now this puck sent into the ceiling. But as you can hear the crowd getting into this one is getting chippy quickly. So we're almost at the halfway point of the first period. 10-13 left to play in this one. Flashes unfortunately could not scratch one across the board on that power play. So somehow the Zips survive. And Kent State still has their work cut out for them. This next faceoff now going to be in the neutral zone. Gillespie at the dot versus Wygast. Gillespie wins that draw. Now going to push it into the offensive zone. Met immediately, but still trying to push this puck in deep. Get some help from Simpson. Now this puck under the red line behind the net of Johnson. Be picked up by Timmons far side, going to play it down low for Gillespie. He's just going to turn and back one there for Simpson. Simpson spinning away from some pressure. Centering pass there for Gillespie off the side of the cage. Flash is still threatening. Zulant tried to tuck it in. Puck still rolling on. Backdoor shot there, and somehow Johnson shuts the door on Gillespie. Johnson has been sharp here tonight for the Zips early on. The Flash is just sending shots in on his net, and he's been solid. Feels like the Flashes are doing all the right things, but still have not got rewarded just yet. Gotta love the way they're playing early on in this one. Just gotta keep the pressure going. Zarov at the dot now for the Flashes. Loses that draw as Akron skates out with possession on the stick of Gracia. Gracia turns it over to Godovich, but he gets some reinforcement there, and now the Zips going the other way. Cummings just gonna send it in deep onto the net of Pettipiece. He kicks that one away. Gonna leave it for his teammates. Flashes with plenty of time to break out here. Flashes go cross ice and connect on that one. Godovich skating in, right dot here. Gonna try a tough angle shot there. Saved by Johnson. He'll cover that one up for another whistle. 9:26 left to play in the first. Flashes have really dominated time of possession, and the puck's really lived in the Akron zone this whole game up to this point. But as we said, Flashes just cannot scratch one across the board just yet. Johnson's been strong. Let's see if the Flashes have an answer here for him soon. Zips, win the faceoff. Kane, puck on his stick, just going to float one off the backhand into the neutral zone. Now Williams skating hard for this puck, met by Hewitt. Good check there by him. His line mate Garnett going to pick that one up. Gracia tries a shot on the net of Pettipiece. He turns that one away. Now Garnett behind his own net, going to break out. Kent State just trying to muscle this one out of the defensive zone, and they do. A flurry of players there right in front of the penalty box results in Akron picking this puck up. Bernard's going to try a shot there, high over the net of Pettipies. Into the corner now, Grasha battling with Gadovich. Puck still rolling around in the Kent State zone. Cross-ice pass there for Williams, can't connect cleanly, and that puck goes out of the zone. Akron going to have to go the length of the ice to pick this one up. Kane, first man to this puck. Kane going to try to play one around the boards for Parada. Picked up by Grasha and dumped into the Kent State zone now. Now Wilson picks this puck up, left dot, skates in deep behind the net of Pettipies. Going to try to reverse ice and center a pass, shut down by the Flash's defense. Now Kent State just trying to push it out. The Zips staying strong at the blue line, and now Kent State gets the clear. Nice job by the Flash's defense. Zips regroup on their own side of the ice. Going to try to hit the red line, send it in off the stick of Grasha. Zips just going to elect to go for the line change. Strutt with plenty of time to play this one behind his own net. Going to play one all the way up the ice for Simpson. He's just going to shovel one ahead. Nobody home there for the Flashes. Now the Zips with another chance of their own. Skating in on the stick of Wilson. Left dot here, tries a tough angle shot, bouncing around. Nice save by Pettipies. Slamming the door on that one. His best save of the night so far. Kent State skates out with possession near side. Now reversing ice, up the right wing. Here come the Flashes. Tough angle shot there, saved by Johnson. Rebound attempt, bouncing out front. Zulant couldn't get a stick on it. Back to the top of the point for Timmons. Going to send it down low for Zulant. Zulant with a head fake there. Going to center pass for Gillespie. Backdoor, another chance there. Flash is still trying to get one in, and they score! And Kent State is on the board with 7:22 left to play in the first period. Your Flashes take a 1-0 lead. And that one coming off the stick of number 13, Geoffrey Lapsevich. Puts the Flashes up here early. The Flashes finally get rewarded there, as they have just been sending a flurry of shots onto the net of Johnson and finally get a bounce to go their way. Excellent effort here from the Flashes, just sticking with the play and not giving up. And that's going to result with them playing from ahead. As we are now back to center ice, Flashes looking to ride the wave here in this momentum. Nice check there by Timmons. Flashes now with the puck in their own zone. Akron just trying to keep this one in. Puck tightrope in the blue line. Now back into the neutral zone. Akron will elect to play it to Kane in his own zone. Kane just going to try to float one up ahead. Broken up by the Flashes. Now Barrett going to try it in his own zone. Going to play one over to Kane. He's going to send a pass up to Gregory, and he'll float this one into the offensive zone. Now picked up by Bruno, but he's immediately met by the Kent State defense. Now the Flashes are going to try to go the other way once again. Barrett being pressured from behind. Flashes sticking with this puck. Both teams battling for possession. Kane somehow wins it out there. Now Kane's going to try to play one up to Cummings. He can't connect on that pass cleanly. Garnett was waiting for him. Garnett going to try to play one up the boards to Zanola. That pass attempt finds its way right back onto the stick of Garnett. Now Garnett will try to do it himself. Goes cross-ice, looking to connect with Zanola. That puck going to roll off his stick and be sent in the neutral zone. Going to be picked up by Bazarov. He makes a nice move to get into the offensive zone. Skates in at the right dot. Going to turn and look for an option. He's taken down once again. Bazarov staying with this puck, keeping it alive in the offensive zone for the Flashes. Shot attempt there, just going to be covered up by Johnson. And Gadovich after the play, getting a shove from Kane. Gadovich not too phased by that one, and that won't lead to anything. Now Akron will get a fresh line on the ice. 6:04 left to play in the first period. Johnson having a little discussion with the ref. Didn't like Gadovich's last little ditch effort there at that puck. But to no avail, as the refs are going to keep this one moving. Right dot now in the Akron zone. Bazarov versus Grasha. Puck tied up. Neither team has it just yet. Bazarov skates out with possession. Just loses the handle on it. Broken up by Williams. He's going to play one to Grasha. Now Grasha into the offensive zone for the Zips. Grasha takes it in deep behind the net of Pettipies. Tried a centering pass there. Broken up out in front. Puck squeaks out to the Kent State Golden Flashes. Now Bazarov going to race up the right side of the ice. Tries to pump the brakes there and make a move. Going to be helped by Gadovich. However, Johnson fell out of his crease there. Now Garnett trying to make a head fake move. Going to just play this one down low to Gadovich. The ref's going to blow the whistle on this one. The net looks like it came off the post there of Johnson. And that's going to be the result of that whistle. 5:31 left to play in the first period. In a period that's been all Flashes up to this point. Flashes. The fresh line on the ice. It looks like the refs elect to move this puck into the neutral zone for this upcoming face-off. Fryer at the dot versus Grasha just outside the Akron zone. Refs ensuring everybody in the proper position. Puck down. Fryer wins that one. And Strun at the red line just going to send it in deep. Going to be picked up by Simpson in the far side corner. Simpson going to try to shovel it down the end boards there, looking for Fryer to win it, and he does. Fryer skating towards the blue line, between the legs, pass there, plays one to Strut. He fans on that one, backhanded chance there off the stick of Donahue, just wide of the net. Puck still rolling around right in front of Johnson, and he will cover that one up. 5:09 left to play in the first. Another crowd forming in front of Johnson. Simpson in the center of this one, 3 zips on all sides of him. Nothing coming to that one. And with these rivalry games, they get very intense, very chippy, very quickly. Both teams playing for their school's pride. These two schools have a long-standing rivalry dating back many, many years, and it lives on to this day. Love to see the players living up to the hype here. Puck now down, one back by Gillespie. Shot from the blue line, deflected out front. Backhanded chance there. Johnson shuts the door point blank. Lapsevich was looking for another one. Now the Zips skate out of their own zone. Wilson tries to send it in deep, broken up there, but going to be picked up by Beckner. Beckner tries a tough angle shot wide of the net there. No threat to Pettipies. Nice pass there from Zulant, trying to play it up to Gillespie. Now Zulant going to retrieve his own pass. This puck going to be set in. Offside warning for the Flashes. They will have to retreat. So Wilson will play it high off the glass there. Going to play one up to Wygas. Wygas just trying to send this one in deep. Picked up by the senior, Cade Van Sickle. Van Sickle tries a clear out pass there, but nobody can control it, and that's going to go the length of the ice for an icing. 4:29 left to play in the first. Akron with what has been their first O-zone draw here coming up in a long time. Ref's going to draw this one up left dot in the Kent State zone. Puck now down, one back to the Zips. Ref blows the whistle there, shutting that play down immediately. Refs didn't like the positioning of some of the players, and we're going to run that one back. Round 2, same dot in the Kent State zone now. Puck now down. Flashes skate out with possession. Lapsevich going to shovel one right in front of his bench, trying to clear the zone. Zips send it right back out in front of Pettipies, just going to stick that one away. Nice job by the Flashes, muscling that one out of the zone. Offside warning there, so the Flashes will have some time to recover. Van Sickle lost the handle on that one. Now going to play it over to Strut, who's going to play one up to Lapsevich. Lapsevich fires a pass, cross ice. Now the Flashes with some time and space, 2-on-1 form, and Zulant going to play one to Gillespie. Nice stick work there by Bernard for the Zips, shutting down that chance for Kent State. Owley can't keep it in at the blue line. Now Gregory will lead the march for the Zips, trying to skate in on 2 Flashes defenders, and they are all over that. Owley and Timmons, that dynamic duo shuts down that chance by Gregory. Puck still rolling around momentarily in the Kent State zone. Flashes just trying to swipe this one out of center ice. Kent State picks up possession. Zulant just going to shovel one up the near side boards and out of the zone, but retrieved by Kane as he's going to skate up the left side into the offensive zone for Akron. Kane tries a tough angle shot. Nice save by Pettipies, kicking that one away. Now going to be retrieved by Parada. His shot attempt blocked out in front. Good stick work there by Kent State. Now the Flashes will skate out possession up the near side. Skating this one in all the way is Owley up from that defensive position. Owley going to retrieve his own pass here. Going to leave one for Godovich. Godovich skates in left dot, now cutting to the center of the circles. Loses the handle on that one. Parada just going to muscle it out of the zone. Flashes will hit the red line, send it in deep, this time off the stick of Donahue. And the ref's going to blow the whistle there on that one. 2:51 left to play in the first. That net came off the post once again. Did the net of Johnson there. Refs ensuring that it's secured this time for real. But for the Flashes, they will benefit with an offensive zone face-off coming up. Fryer at the dot versus Grasha, right side. Puck one back to neither team here, but Donahue will pick it up. Donahue going to send it back down low, looking for Fryer to pick it up. Battle behind the net of Johnson. All the way up the far side corner. Stepping up from the blue line. Flashes now tied up with this puck. Simpson going to try to play one down to Fryer. Fryer going to send it right back where it came from, but nobody in position there as Hewitt was in that battle for that puck. The Flashes will have to retrieve this one in their own zone. Akron going to skate off for a quick line change here. Kent State should have some time to regroup. Flashes went for the cross-ice pass. Just couldn't connect with Simpson, but he's staying with it. He's going to win it back in the offensive zone. Fryer going to try a tough angle shot. Simpson trying to tuck it in. Johnson can't cover it, and he finally gets the glove over that puck. Now Donahue between three Akron players getting pushed around. Donahue is tall up for the task, not backing down in the slightest. 2:09 left to play in the first period. Both teams letting each other hear it. Is Kent going to skate a fresh line on the ice? You could tell the bad blood between these two teams, especially after just seeing each other just last night. This one's going to have all the emotions, and it's lived up to the hype so far. Gillespie at the dot versus Grasha once again. Those two becoming well acquainted here tonight. Gillespie wins that battle. Zulant going to try a backhanded shot. Saved by Johnson. Wraparound attempt from the Flashes. And they score! Jackson Gillespie tucks it home. And Kent State is up 2-0 over the Akron Zips with 2 minutes left to play in the first. Jackson Gillespie just tucked that one in right under Zulant's leg, and he didn't even know. Johnson's leg. Now Kent State with a 2-goal lead. Flashes with all the energy here so far in this one. Gillespie fired up after that last goal. Flashes right back to work. Lapsevich skating up the left side. His shot attempt blocked out in front. Tried to swipe another one back to the center of the ice there. Zips all over it. Strutt keeps it in at the blue line. Going to send it back down low for Lapsevich. In the far side corner, just going to leave one for Fryer. Flashes skating with some speed here. Fryer plays it up top for Van Sickle. He's going to try a shot high and wide over the net of Johnson. Strutt's going to step up from the blue line. Going to be intercepted here. Lapsevich will pick it up, though. Tried to play one down low for Fryer. Backdoor, just too far for him. Fryer going to try to play one over to Zulant. Zulant will shovel one to Lapsevich up the far side boards. Flash is still buzzing here. Lapsevich going to try to send it right back where it came from. Going to be picked up by Parada. Parada now with plenty of space here will just hit the red line, send one on the net of Pettipiece, and will hustle off for the line change. Kent State just trying to control it in their own zone. High and off the glass as we are less than 1 minute left to play in this first period. It's been all Flashes. Fryer skates in left dot. Tried to center one cross ice there for Simpson, but he was taken down behind the play. Now going the other way is Beckner. Beckner going to skate it in up the right side. Tried a shot attempt wide of the net of Pettipiece. Simpson will just chip one over to his teammate there. Those two can't connect on the pass, so Barrett will retrieve this puck. Going to play one for Gregory. Flashes all over it in the neutral zone. Now going to be picked up by Outley. Outley going to try a shot attempt. Johnson just throwing the stick on that one. Puck sitting behind Johnson's net. 25 seconds left to play. Flashes try one from the point. Blocked out in front. No threat to Johnson. Simpson now going to send it in at the red line. Send it in deep. 15 seconds left to play in this first period. Flashes have got to like the way they've played up to this point. Bernard just going to control it in his own zone, just trying to get it out, and he does. Flashes will just send it right back in deep, and now Barrett will hold it in the far side corner of his own zone. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to bring you this second period of action. Score currently stands Kent State 2, Akron 0. Flashes came out in that first period, absolutely putting the pedal to the metal. They are looking to keep that going. Zips have had no answer for them up to this point. Let's see if Kent State can continue the momentum here in this next 20 minutes. Sticks banging against the benches, both teams on their feet. Puck is down, second period underway. Flashes get possession here early. Gillespie just gonna send it the length of the ice. Didn't quite have the red line, so just 10 seconds into this one, we'll get our first stoppage for an icing. Akron will get an early offensive zone opportunity in this second period. Flashes did a good job keeping Akron in their own end of the ice. Looking to see if they can get out of their defensive zone early here and push them back into their defensive zone. Left dot in the Kent State zone now. Puck is down. Zulant tried to scoop it up. Broken stick there for Bernard. This puck's going to roll into the far side corner. Strutt going to pick it up, play it up the boards. Zulant collects in center ice. Now going to skate in up the left wing. Zulant going to try a shot wide of the net there. Gillespie looking to retrieve this puck, and he does. Lapsevich going to play one down low for Zulant. Sam Zulant right back to Lapsevich. Lapsevich going to try a shot there. Johnson with the point-blank save. Stepping up from the blue line is Strutt, but Akron will skate this one out of their own defensive zone, trying to go the other way with a new stick. Grasha try to send one in on Pettipies, and he'll just cover that one up. 19-17 left to play in the second period. Both teams will get the line change here early, keeping those players' legs fresh in what has been a very physical and very back-and-forth game up to this point. Saw this one get a little chippy there towards the end of the first period. Still early in this second, but nothing yet. Akron with a shot off the point, deflection, save there. Pettipies, and there's the chippiness. Owley going at it there. Him and Weiggeist exchanging some shoves. What a save there by Cooper Pettipies. Weiggeist had a stick on it, and Pettipies read it all the way, right into his glove. His best save of the night. Another offensive zone faceoff coming up for the Zips. Fryer at the dot versus Beckner. Fryer wins this one back. Looking to be scooped up by Wilson. Zips with possession momentarily. Good stick check there by Outley. Wilson tries to feed it down low. Outley gets another stick on that one, and it'll find the stick of Dylan Timmons now. Going to shovel one up the far side boards for Donahue. Donahue going to shovel one up for Fryer. Puck rolling around in the neutral zone. Intercepted there by Simpson. He's going to turn at the red line, send it right into the glove of Johnson. With Donahue pressuring, he'll have no choice but to hold on to this one. Nice effort there by Donahue. Not a play that stills up on the stat sheet, but him pressuring Johnson, they're going to lead to this offensive zone draw for the Flashes. Both teams with another line change here. 18:47 left to play in this second period. Bazarov at the dot versus Bruno. Right side of the Akron zone. One back by Bazarov. Flashes with possession. Puck on the near side corner in the Akron zone. Both teams battling for possession. Picked up there by Simpson. He tries a shot onto the stick of Johnson there. And the rebound attempt just wide of the net for Simpson. Had an open net. Now skating up in this one. Another shot attempt. Another save by Johnson. Somehow Flashes have to clear the zone with no goal there. Timmons going to play that one with a high stick, and that's going to blow this play dead. No clue how the Flashes didn't add another one there. Godovich had a wide open look at it, as well as Simpson. Just wide of the net for both of them. Heartbreaker there for the Flashes, as this puck now will be skated out to the neutral zone for this upcoming face-off. Flashes generating quality chances all night up to this point. Hewitt now off that draw with possession in his own zone. Gonna try to send one through center ice there. This puck finds the way right back to Pettipies in his own crease. Just gonna leave one for Garnett. Garnett now gonna skate it out. His pass attempt broken up by Gregory, but he sticks with it and feeds one up to Geyer. Puck comes right back where it came from. Now behind the net of Pettipies, out to leave that one for Hewitt. The Zips with the pressure. Parada tries a shot deflected into the glove of Pettipies, and he'll cover that one up. 17:53 left to play in the second. Akron a little more offensive zone time here than they had in the first period up to this point. But the Flashes on that last shift there with some great offensive looks. Looking to keep that puck on the other side of the ice. With this defensive zone draw, Ruggles tied it up. Garnett takes a whack at it, going to play it up the ice. Zanola had that one stick checked away. Nice job by Hewitt, going to feed it right back to Zanola. Zanola skates in up the left side, tries a centering pass there. That pass broken up out in front. Now the Zips will skate out of their own zone with possession. Akron just going to dump it in deep off the stick of Mischak. Hewitt, first man of this puck, going to feed it up to Tansel. Tansel's clearing attempt, just a little soft on that one. Doesn't get out of the zone. Akron trying to keep it in. Tansel gets some reinforcement from his teammates. Zanola's tied up there. Ruggles over there as well. A pile of players forming. Ruggles just going to kick that one out. And out behind the play there, players still going at it. Zanola going at it there with Foster. The ref's going to blow this play dead. You can feel the tension in this building. So obviously Akron just right up the road. And they certainly have plenty of fans here tonight. But Kent State's home crowd showed out in numbers on the home side. The tension in this ice arena is large. This makes for a great environment here tonight. This puck's going to stay in the Kent State zone. Gillespie at the dot versus Grasha. Gillespie wins it. Van Sickle's going to chip it up ahead. Now Zulant skates in. Going to elect to go up the left side of the ice. Cuts back to center ice there. Quick shot wide of the net there. Gillespie will retrieve this puck. Going to send it all the way around the end boards. Van Sickle looking to win it near side. Van Sickle going to send it in back down low. Intercepted there, and this puck will float out of the offensive zone. Flashes will have to clear. Grasha with this puck on his stick, turning away from some pressure. Going to try to feed one cross ice to Kane. Gillespie shuts that down. Now back onto the stick of Grasha in his own zone. Going to play it to his teammate Parada. Parada's pass broken up by Gillespie once again. Good shift here from him, bringing the pressure. Now going to be picked up by Zulant. He gets in tight to Johnson. He tries to tuck it in. Puck rolling around now. Johnson on the ground. Van Sickle tries a shot from the point. Deflected out in front. No threat to Johnson. Johnson still looking to pick up his stick, and he does. Van Sickle keeps it at the blue line. Tries a shot attempt. And now the whistle blows here. The ref's going to blow this play dead. 16:21 left to play in the second period, and let's see what the call is. So got a Flash and a Zip skating over to the box. Grasha skating in for Akron. Zulant skating in for the Flashes. Both of them going to serve 2 minutes there as they were mixing it up behind the play. Refs called it down right away. Now we will have some 4-on-4 action here coming up. And let's see, unless they elect to go 5-on-5 with those trading penalties, Flashes only have 4 players out on the ice, but Akron has 5. And with matching penalties there, one of these teams is wrong. And we will see the ref's going to sort this one out. We will see if we'll get some 5-on-5 or if the ref's going to elect to make it 4-on-4. And it looks like a Zip skating off to the bench. And it looks like we're going to have some 4-on-4 time here coming up. Flashes had it right the whole time. Now the Flashes with an offensive zone draw, 4-on-4 hockey coming up for the next 2 minutes. Flashes with another prime chance here to add another one to their tally. Outley keeps it in at the blue line off that faceoff, going to send it down low for Timmons. Timmons goes right back to Outley. Outley going to shovel in some empty space, looking for Fryer to win it. Just past his stick, and the Zips will clear. Timmons steps up through the neutral zone, trying to collect this puck. Timmons, nice checks, ending that Akron rush. Can be swiped at by Outley. Now Donahue in his own zone here to settle this one down. Timmons going to survey the ice for an option here, letting his players get into position. Timmons alerting Fryer to come back. Now Fryer going to pick this one up behind his own net. Now going to skate up the left side. He blows a tire on that one. Gets right back up, still trying to push this puck in deep, but Akron will collect. Akron turns it over now, and with possession is Timmons once again. Really slowing the game down here for the Flashes. Good approach here by Dylan Timmons. He tries to push it up the ice, loses the handle on that one, but staying with it once again. Dylan Timmons with a quality shift here so far, leading the Flashes on this 4-on-4 chance here. Now a minute left on 4-on-4 hockey. Skating in his Lapsevich, going to send it around the end boards, looking for his teammates to collect. Now right in front of their own bench, puck rolls out of the offensive zone. Flashes will have to collect. Now picked up by Gillespie. Chuff angle shot there. Broken up out in front by Kane. Struck keeps it at the blue line, using the skate there. Going to play it cross ice. Garnett going to unload a shot there, just wide of the net. Gillespie picks it up here. Just can't control it cleanly. Couldn't get a shot off. Now the Zips going the other way. Barrett tried to make a move around Strutt. Strutt stonewalled him there. And now Garnett will pick this puck up. He makes 2 nice moves there. Now Garnett in the offensive zone tries a centering pass there. Nobody home for Kent State. Now Weigast going to play this one up, going to play it to Barrett. Barrett hits the red line, just going to shovel this one in deep. Just 15 seconds left on those matching penalties for Zulant and Grasha. Gillespie now in his own zone, turning away from some pressure, going to play one to Garnett. Zulant and Grasha standing up now, getting ready to come out of the box, and Garnett will wait for even strength. Those 2 out of the box, and we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. Now Garnett elects to play this puck up. Nice check there by Strutt. But Garnett finds the puck on the stick once again, connects on a cross-ice pass to Zulant, just fresh out of the box. Geyer here to give him some help. Geyer skates in left dot, quick shot there, just wide of the net. Good look for him. Now going to be retrieved by Geyer. Once again, going to play it in down low, looking for Zulant to win it. Puck rolling around in the Akron zone, but the Zips eventually recover here. Now going to be dumped in off the stick of Gregory. Gregory being chased by Owley. Owley picks it up. Now going to send it into the neutral zone. Now picked up by Bernard of the Zips. Bernard tries to play a pass up there. Can't connect cleanly there. He was looking for Cummings. Now Owley will take it behind the net of Pettipies. Backhanded there for Timmons. Timmons going to try a breakout pass out of his own zone. Geyer off to the races here, trying to negate this icing. Icing waved off. Nice job by Geyer. Excellent hustle for him. Waving that icing off for the Flashes on. They will collect in the offensive zone. Cummings just going to shovel this one into center ice. And onto the stick of Dylan Timmons. Timmons going to play one up for Donahue. Donahue going to send it in deep. Bazarov looking to collect here. Bazarov skating around one defender, made him fall. Bazarov trying to collect the centering pass there. The stick there on the ground there of a Zip. Johnson lost his stick. And that just broke up that pass. He didn't even mean to. Now the Zips block a shot out in front off the stick of Williams. And now they skate into the offensive zone. Williams trying to skate around Van Sickle. Van Sickle ice cold there on the defensive zone, shuts down that chance. Puck rolling around in the neutral zone once again. 2-on-1 for me here for the Zips. Williams collects his puck, backhanded chance, wide in the net of Pettipies. The Zips are not done. They are still threatening. The Williams to Williams connection here. Gonna pick this puck up, take it around the net of Pettipies, try to centering pass. Donahue sticked it out of harm's way. Now the Flashes will break out cleanly. Fryer turning on the burners up the right side. Gonna try to play a pass down low for Simpson. Broken up by Williams. Williams now trying to feed this puck up, but instead is going to find the way back onto his stick. Williams will collect, shoot, just wide of the net. Zulant will pick it up now, trying to shovel it out of the zone. Shot attempt there. Pettipies finds it off the rebound. Pettipies finds it once again. Some more good saves there by Cooper Pettipies. And 12:06 left to play in the second. Both teams fresh skaters on the ice. Flashes once again in their defensive zone here. This period been a lot more back and forth than the first. Both teams have had some quality chances here. The Flashes still toting that 2-goal lead. This puck tied up off the draw. Nice job by Gillespie. Just a mastermind on the face-off dot. Zips right back into the offensive zone, however, centering pass there, looking backdoor. Weigast whiffed on that one. And the Flashes get a lucky break there. As Gillespie will just shovel it out of the zone. Bernard going to flip this one right in front of the penalty box. Weigast collects there. Going to play one right back to Bernard. Bernard trying to feed a pass up there. He was looking for Wilson. Intercepted there by Zulant. Zulant going the other way. Going to feed a pass down low for Gillespie. He's stick check from behind. Garnett sends one in from the blue line, deflected out in front. Now he collects at the blue line, and it just rolls off his stick. Bad bounce there. Going to find its way all the way back to the Kent State zone. Garnett going to turn, try to play one up the near side board. Puck squeaks out to center ice there and retrieved by Bazarov. 2-on-2 chance here forming for the Flashes, and just a step offside was Godovich. And that's going to blow this play dead. 11:15 left to play in the second period. Both teams fresh skaters on the ice. Ref's going to pull this puck into the neutral zone now, just outside the Akron zone. Ruggles at the dot versus Marsh. Ruggles wins that one. Trying to push this puck into the offensive zone. Just does enough there. Send it in deep. But Parada collects quickly for the Zips. Parada goes cross ice here. That pass not connecting cleanly. Flashes will recover. Tansel trying to push this puck in. Has that one taken off his stick. Timmons at the blue line. Going to send it in deep. Offside warning there. So the Flashes with no choice but to retreat from the zone. Now Zenko trying to collect in his own zone. Trying to push this puck up the ice. Zenko going to play one up to Mischek. Mischek shot attempt. Pettipies with the initial save off the rebound. Another save there. Marsh had a whack at it. Pettipies stone cold once again. Ruggles up the right side, another 2-on-2 forming for the Flashes. Ruggles tries to go to the left side, going to be collected by Outley. He skates it in down low. Now behind the net of Johnson, going to turn, try to backhand a pass there. Flashes chopping some shots on net there, all off the side of the cage. Flashes pick up near side, going to be sent in around the end boards. Now back up top of the point for Timmons. Just hops over his stick there. Flashes will retreat. Ruggles trying to send it in deep. Zips no choice but to send it into the open space on their side of the ice. Now the Zips going to have a good look at it. Pettipies will pick it up in his blue paint, however. The Zips had the offensive advantage there, but Pettipies, nice job getting out of his crease to hold that puck. So we are almost at the halfway point in this game with 10:02 left to play in the second period. Zips just trying to scratch one across the board. The Flash is standing tall. And Pettipies manning that charge there between the pipes. He's been solid so far. Bazarov at the dot versus Bruno. Bazarov wins that one. Puck sent around the end boards. Now near side collecting is Cummings. Cummings going to send it in down low for Gregory. Gregory still near side, going to play one at the top of the point for Bernard. Shot attempt kicked away there by Pettipies. Godovich with the pressure, trying to get that one out. Zips send it around the other side here, now trying the right side of the ice, but collected by Christian Geyer. And Geyer going to cut up straight up through the center of the ice. Geyer left dot, now tries a shot attempt, saved by Johnson. Rebound bouncing down low out in front. Godovich runs over Gregory. Those two going at it behind the play. Gregory with a nasty cross check there, and both benches getting up now. And this one's going to get nasty here soon. Gregory telling off the ref here. Gregory losing his mind as he just laid a nasty cross check on Godovich. Godovich no chance to defend himself. And the crowd getting into it now. Godovich skating over to the penalty box now. Now Godovich going to be in the box. Gregory talking to some players on the ice still. Just lost his mind there. And somehow Godovich takes a penalty there. He laid the initial check, but certainly did not look like a penalty to me. Gregory gave him a nasty cross check, but somehow Godovich ends up in the box, and honestly a little unsure about that one. The refs having a discussion now right in front of the scorers table, and we'll see how they shake this one out. Could feel a sense of frustration here from the Zips. Kent State's been all over them here tonight. Let's see what the referees decide and how this will shake out. As we said, not to be a broken record, but the bad blood that exists between these two teams is nothing new. It's a rivalry dating back many, many, many years. And certainly, this game's had a little bit of everything here so far tonight. And still, just 30 seconds past the halfway point in this game, 9:30 left to play in the second. Plenty of game left. We'll see how the rest of this one unfolds. Refs still talking at the scorers table. Got to make sure they have everything right. Both benches, all players on their feet, waiting in anticipation, getting ready to get this one back underway. Both captains waiting for the referee's decision. Van Sickle for the Flashes and Bruno for the Zips. And while we have a brief moment here, just wanted to give a special shout out one more time to all the senior staff here with Kent State Hockey and all their work throughout these past 4 years, making everything possible on and off the ice behind the scenes. To all the media members, marketing members, and everybody in between, as well as the special shout out to Cade Van Sickle. Just amazing work, and they've really transformed this program and just turned it up a notch to such a professional level organization, so couldn't give enough credit to them. As the referees still having a discussion here. We will await to see. Van Sickle going to skate back to his bench first. Bruno still pleading his case for his teammates. Van Sickle reporting over to the bench. Flashes appear ready. Zips trying a last-ditch effort to plead their case. Both teams can tell getting antsy, itching to return to game action here. Bruno now, with some peace of mind, going to skate over to his bench and break the bad news. So for the Zips, 4-minute penalty there on that cross-check to Gregory. And for Godovich in the box for the Flashes, just 2 minutes. So What that means is for Kent State, they will get 2 minutes of power play time. And for Kent State, just a prime opportunity here, the halfway point of this second period, to really turn the tide on this game and force Akron's hand. Fans getting back into this one. Ref's going to draw this one up right back to center ice on that Kent State logo. Puck is now down. We are underway. Some 4-on-4 action, and Kent State will get a power play. It's now Lapsevich up the left side of the ice, picks this puck up, left out. Lapsevich shovels one center ice there. Flashes couldn't collect right in front of Johnson. Now the Zips going to skate the other way. Kane trying to force the issue for Akron. Kane picks it up in the far side corner, tries a centering pass. Lapsevich, some smooth handles there to pick that puck up. One-on-one chance for Lapsevich. Poked away there by Parada. Shut the door on Lapsevich. He tried to make a move around him. Now Akron the other way. Back and forth here, both of these teams trying to scratch another goal across. Wilson picks it up in the offensive zone for the Zips. He's shut down by Timmons. Now Outley going to send one up the end boards. That one's going to go the length of the ice. Just far enough for icing. Puck was slowing down just a little bit, but nonetheless, that will get whistled down, and this puck will get pulled right back to the Kent State zone. Right dot now in the Kent State zone. O-zone draw for the Zips. Grasha and Fryer at the dot. Fryer ties him up. Timmons will pick it up off the battle there. Timmons pressured by Grasha. Now Grasha going to tie it up in the near side corner. Outley there trying to give some assist. Grasha finds it, going to try to play a pass over to Barrett. Barrett can't control it cleanly. Zips forced to exit the zone. Grasha going to skate it back into the offensive zone. And a few flashes all over him. Fryer just takes that puck right off his stick. He's going to play one back to Timmons in his own zone. Pettipiece letting him know that he's got time, and he will take it. Now here come the flashes into the offensive zone. Up the right side there, taken down from behind. No call there. Flashes wanted a penalty. Kent State picks it up right in front of their own bench. Noah Outley lost the handle on it. Now Akron will skate the other way. Barrett connects on a pass to Williams. Williams back check from behind there. Nice job by Garnett shutting down that chance as that puck just rolls into the blue paint of Pettipiece, and he will cover for an easy save. 7:43 left to play in the second period. And in just 14 seconds, Kent State's going to get a power play. So if the Flashes can just survive another 14 seconds, they will have 2 minutes to try to make this a 3-0 game. In their own zone now, Simpson at the dot versus Bruno. Tied up there, Bruno had it momentarily, now wins it back to Kane. Kane, right side of the offensive zone, his shot attempt kicked away by Pettipiece. Now going to be retrieved by Wygast. Wygast just going to send it the opposite way. Simpson makes a nice move on him, and Godovic steps out of the box. Flashes are on the power play. Simpson still with the puck on his stick. Stick check behind front by Wygast. But Simpson battling hard for this puck, going to play it to the top of the point for Garnett. He's going to wind up. Shot there, gloved up by Johnson. But the Flashes will get an offensive zone draw now. And 1 minute and 47 seconds of power play time. The Flashes are looking to go to work. Zips will get some fresh penalty killers, and the Flashes, just a few new power play players on the ice. Fryer and Bruno at the dot. Bruno wins this one back. Zips trying to clear the zone. Zips hold in their own zone for a second. Trying to clear off the skate of Lapsevich. He tries to send one for Fryer just behind his stick. Fryer still picks up possession, however. Fryer going to take it around the end boards, now near side of the ice. Fryer going to try to play it back up top of the blue line there. Intercepted by the Zips, and they will clear the zone. First man to this puck in his own zone is Strutt. Strutt going to park it behind Pettipiece and wait for an option to present itself. Instead, he elects to leave one for Garnett and let Garnett lead the charge up the ice. Garnett going to return the favor, play it back to Strutt up the left side. He's going to dump it in deep around the end boards. Now going to be picked up by Lapsevich. He's going to play one back for Donahue, right dot now. Donahue surveying the ice for an option, centers a pass there, one-time shot there, blocked out in front. No threat there for Johnson. Flashes keep it in the offensive zone. Donahue collects behind Johnson. Donahue now left dot. Going to leave one there for his teammate Lapsevich. Centers a pass for Donahue. His shot attempt just wide of the net. Donahue going to play it down low for Fryer. Fryer looking for an option. Going to send one for Donahue. Kicked away there by Johnson. hugging that post. Fryer going to play one top point for Timmons. One-time shot there for Strutt, just wide of the net off the deflection. Now on the stick of Barrett, he's just going to turn and send this one out of the zone. Kent State has to clear with 25 seconds left on the power play. Zulant fresh on the ice, going to try to skate this one in. No call there, and a stick flying in the air. Zulant wanted the trip there, and he lost his stick. The referees didn't even bat an eye. Fans not happy about that one. Timmons going to try to rifle one. Cross ice for Gillespie, just a little too far for him, and the Zips will send it right back into the Kent State zone. And this penalty about to expire on Gregory. And the Zips kill this one off, and we are back to even strength now. Gillespie tied up right in front of that door where Gregory just hopped out. Flashes in their own zone with possession. Zulant collects, tries to center one up the ice there, looking for Gillespie. Gillespie picks it up. Quick shot there, blocked out in front there. Now the Zips are going to try to slow it down and win possession, but instead elect to send it to center ice where the Flashes collect, and Godovich going to send it right back into their zone. Picked up by Parada. Parada going to try to play one around the end boards for Kane. A little too far for him. Now up to Barrett. Barrett up the right wing into the offensive zone. He takes a check from behind. Barrett trying to stay with it, but the flash is all over him as Hewitt was there as well as Geyer. Geyer going to play one up to Bazarov. Bazarov goes cross ice 2-on-1 for the Flashes. Godovich tries to go backdoor to Bazarov, just a little too far for him. Geyer going to send one back to the top of the blue line for Hewitt. Hewitt going to try to send it in deep. Couldn't get it off cleanly. Hewitt lays a nice check there on Beckner as the Zips now skate into the offensive zone. Fresh over the boards is Bernard, keeps it at the blue line, loads up. Pettipies saves that one. Flashes collect on the stick of Garnett. Garnett going to skate it up the left side, going to shovel one up ahead to Geyer. Geyer tried to play one to himself as he takes a tumble to the ice. Now into the offensive zone, leading the charge is Williams. Williams pressured there as he takes down a Flash. Hewitt goes down on that one, but the Flashes collect. Geyer trying to connect there through this neutral zone. Just a little too far on that pass attempt, and that's going to be whistled down for an icing. 4:03 left to play in the second period. Teams just exchanging big checks here. Refs ready to keep this one rolling. Bazarov at the dot versus Grasha. Right dot in the Kent State zone. Puck now down. One back by Grasha is going to play one. Now to Bernard. Bernard's shot attempt blocked out in front. Grasha picks it up, tries another centering pass. Shot attempt off the side of the cage. Puck rolling up the far side boards. Now sent right back behind the net of Pettipies. Grasha down low, looking for an option, but instead finds the stick of Caleb Tansel, and Tansel skated up the right side. Tansel fights off that check. And another check there by Geyer on Williams. Tansel still going at Williams. Fans loving it. Tansel, some physical play here, and the fans erupted for that one. Now up the right side, Flash's player takes a tumble to the ice. Tansel, puck rolling right in front of Pettipies. Shot attempt off the stick of Williams, wide of the net. Zips still in the offensive zone. This game going both ways here. Bazarov now trying to control it for the Flashes and settle this puck down. Going to send it to the end boards, and with plenty of space, Christian Geyer receives that puck. Going to hit the red line, dump it in deep. Flashes will get the line change. Still with the pressure is Tansel, pushing this puck in deep. Flashes collect, turning and shooting is Zanola there. Far wide of the net on that one. Gregory near side, going to try to send it out of the zone, and he does. But Strutt was waiting for it through the neutral zone, going to send it back in. But the Zips will collect and go up the ice. Bruno skating it in, picked up by Gregory. Shot attempt wide of the net there. Bruno tries to chop it back onto Pettipies, off the side of the cage. Bruno tries to play it back up to the top of the point for Parada. He sends it back down low for Bruno. Bruno going to try to push this one up, intercepted there by Strutt. Nice work by him, and Strutt will just flip this one out of the defensive zone for the Flashes. Not far enough for an icing, so Kane will take it around the net of Johnson. Kane trying to go up the right side here, has that one taken off his stick. Van Sickle will send it in deep at the red line, coming up on just 2 minutes left to play here in this second period. Zips just going to send this one into the neutral zone here. Strutt skates in, going to send it in, but now picking this puck up is Cummings. Cummings going to try a shot attempt, and the ref's going to blow this play dead. Cummings didn't get one off cleanly. As the door got stuck there, ref's going to blow that play dead. Zips couldn't get the door closed. And 2:05 left to play in the second. Fans really getting into this one as both teams exchanging blows here. But for the Zips, nothing on the board to show for it. Kent State still with that 2-goal lead, looking to take that lead into the intermission. Off the draw, Beckner collects this puck. Right dot there, blocked out in front by Outley. Puck bouncing out in front of Pettipies. Picked up there by the Zips. Shot attempt from the point. Pettipies with the save. He's going to cover that one up. Good save there by Cooper Pettipies once again. Outley in the face of Beckner here after that play. Outley laughing at him a little bit. Zips getting a little frustrated. Nonetheless, they will have another offensive zone opportunity. Fryer ties it up at the dot once again on Beckner, and Timmons will skate out with possession. Just going to play one up to Simpson. Simpson going to turn on the afterburners up the right side. He's going to try a shot attempt, kicked away there by Johnson. Fryer keeps it in at the blue line. Offside warning there as that puck just rolled over that blue line. Simpson waiting for it there, trying to push it back in deep. But Timmons will collect. Going to send it cross ice, looking for Fryer to pick this puck up. Fryer takes a check as soon as he tried to enter the zone. Flashes have this one deep in the Akron zone. Akron trying to just pick up possession. Now they will clear. It's Beckner trying to force the issue there. Nice stick check there by Outley, shutting him down. A big check out there in open ice. Beckner frustrated. Pettipies with a nice save. Beckner's stick went flying. Outley going to try to play one into center ice for Donahue. Donahue collects up the right side. Donahue trying to leave one at the blue line for Zulant. He collects, right dot, quick shot there. Saved by Johnson off the rebound. Johnson covers that one up frantically. Less than a minute left to play in the second period. 55.5 seconds left in this one. Flashes get a late offensive zone opportunity. Both teams will get some fresh skaters out on the ice. Both teams playing at 150% here tonight, knowing what's at stake. Not only is it the rivalry game, but some huge points hanging in the balance with playoffs just around the corner. And off that face-off, Flashes win possession back. Hewitt tries to send it in deep. Akron flips it over his head, and now they're going the other way. Skating in is Williams. Garnett shutting the door on him, all over him. Centering pass there, blocked down front by Hewitt. Garnett and Hewitt, those two on the defensive end have been a terrific line here tonight. Flashes in the offensive zone. Zulant tried to play one down low for Garnett. He's going to try to send one back to Zulant. Zulant collects left dot, backdoor pass there. Puck bouncing around in the blue paint of Johnson, and the rest blow the whistle. And now a pile punch is being thrown in the blue paint here. Pushing and shoving. Johnson gets ran over, and now the Zips standing up here. This one is boiling over quickly. Players all around the glass there. Fans banging against the boards. Now Flashes skate away from the pile. Johnson back up on his feet, getting himself together. 27.9 seconds left to play here in this second period. Ref's going to opt to put this one at the right dot in the Akron zone. Fryer at the dot versus Grasha. Johnson's ready to go. Puck back down now. Flash is looking for a late goal here. Simpson picks it up, blocked out in front. Tied up on a Parada's skate there. Fryer going to pick it up, send it around the end boards. Donahue will collect. Coming up on 15 seconds left to play here. Zips skate out with possession late here. Williams trying to play a pass over to himself. Skating hard for this one is Van Sickle. He's going to turn and play it high off the glass. Williams collects, centering pass there. Bouncing around the blue paint. Pettipies just lays down on this one. Neither team can find the puck. And here comes a pushing and shoving. And now the pile's forming. Helmets are off. And this one is opening up quickly. The lid is off here. And these players still going at it. Wrestling each other to the ice. Players going down. And here we go. Donahue in a headlock on Williams, and he shuts that down quickly. This one going at it. Those two been going at it all night. Donahue's had enough. Man, oh man. The scene here at the Kent State Ice Arena just unloading here. Donahue and Williams still talking to each other, skating over to the box. Williams wants another shake at it, but Donahue took him down clean. Grasha to the box, Simpson to the box. Penalty box is going to fill up here late in this second period. Just 1.5 seconds left to play. Ref's going to have a lot of sorting out to do here after that scrum. Fans are fired up here tonight. Fans on their feet on all corners of the ice arena. Referees collecting the sticks that were dropped there. Going to return them to their respective teams. And let's see how the referees sort all that madness out. Wow. Like 1.5 seconds left to play. This one not going to matter much here left in this second period, but going to set up what should be an eventful third period. Kent State still protecting that 2-goal lead. Some Flashes fans chirping the Akron players in the box, trying to get under their skin a little bit. Love it here, Kent State with a rowdy crowd per usual. Love all the fans that make it out to the ice arena, showing support for the boys year after year. And now skating out of the box and off to the locker room, it appears. Williams looks like his night is done. Skates out of the penalty box and into the locker room. Williams will have an early shower here tonight, and the Kent State fans serenading him off the ice. Getting plenty of boos here from the Kent State fans. Awesome, awesome environment here tonight. So with Williams down and out, let's see what else happens. Looks like Donahue's night is done as well as he skates off to the locker room. Those two, the big battle there out in front, stars of that show. And those two look to be done for the night. Simpson remains in the box, as well does Grasha. Zips have their players back on the ice. Flashes having a little discussion in front of the bench here, making sure everybody's on the same page, but enough time left in this period just for the puck drop just about, and that will be all. And we will head to the second intermission here. Just have to handle the formality of the puck drop. Can hear some screams coming from the locker rooms underneath me currently. Williams still screaming. Now Johnson skating out from his net, having some words for the referee. This one, everybody's getting into it. Fans screaming, players screaming. And now it appears both teams ready for the formalities in this one. So it looks to be when we start this third period, we will have some 4-on-4 hockey coming up. Referee's just going to drop this puck. No players will move. And that will do it for the second period. The score 2-0 in favor. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we bring you back into the Kent State Ice Arena for this exciting third period. Flashes still with a 2-goal lead over the Akron Zips here on this rivalry night. This one just had a crazy end to the second period as this game reached its boiling point. The few players getting ejected. Williams from the Zips and Donahue for the Golden Flashes done for the night after a huge altercation on the Kent State side of the ice. And for the Flashes, they are looking to secure this win and get some revenge after last night's loss and pick up some huge points for the playoff race. Starting lines have now made their way onto the ice as we get ready for this third period. And who knows what this one has in store for us. Sticks banging against the benches, puck is down, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Third period is underway. Flashes pick it up in the neutral zone. Skating in up the right side, quick shot there, turned away by Johnson. Lapsevich still skating hard for this puck. Stick check there on Bernard. Wins it for Strutt. Strutt goes back down low for Lapsevich, a little too far for him. Now going to be picked up by Barrett. Far side in his own zone, going to play it near side for Bernard. Bernard going to shovel one up ahead, and that one goes up and out of play. That's going to be our first whistle of the period, just 30 seconds into this one. Flashes will get an offensive zone draw off of that opportunity. We are still at 4-on-4 for now. 1:30 seconds left on the 2 penalties in the box currently, and we'll be back to even strength. Off the draw, Barrett collects. Barrett trying to skate it out of his own zone. Intercepted there by Zulant. Zulant retrieves behind the net of Johnson. Going to turn, try to skate back to where he just came from, but Bernard was waiting for it. Kept in at the blue line by Timmons. Zulant going to work, far side boards. Muscled out of the zone by the Zips. Flashes will regroup in center. Now Fryer collects. Wilson goes down there. Fryer still with the puck on his stick, going to just shovel one ahead for Zulant. Barrett going to turn and play one back to Bernard. Bernard tries to go up the ice for Williams, and he connects. Now poke checked away there. Zulant collects, toe drag move, and sends it in deep. He's going to skate off for the change. Fryer bringing the pressure there, finishing his check on Barrett. But nonetheless, Wygas hits the red line, going to dump it into the Kent State zone now. Zips will get a line change of their own. Flashes collect in their own zone, looking to break out here. 35 seconds left on those 2 penalties. Garnett leading the rush up the right wing. Garnett going to skate it in down low, going to cut back towards the blue paint there. His shot attempt off the side of the cage. Garnett going to retrieve that left dot now. Going to leave one for Lapsevich. Lapsevich going to leave it for Garnett. Those two going to play catch. Back to Lapsevich. Shot attempt looking for the deflection. Just wide of the net. Another shot attempt there. This one covered up by Johnson. And we will get a whistle. 18-14 left to play. And just 14 seconds on those 2 penalties. Another offensive zone chance for Kent State here. Ref's going to set this one up to the left of Johnson. Bazarov at the dot versus Becker. Puck tied up off the draw. Bazarov pushing this one to the far side boards, and now he collects off the stick of Kane. Shot it from the point there. Kicking that one away was Johnson using the shoulder pad. Rebound attempt from Geyer off the side of the cage. Parada going to send it to the opposite corner as we are back to even strength. As Simpson and Grasha both out of the box. Geyer loses his stick, and Becker will collect in his own zone. Going to play one up the boards there, looking for Wygas. Kept in at the blue line. A big check there by Becker right in front of his own bench. Kent State still with the puck rolling around in the offensive zone. But with the offside warning, they will have to clear. Parada goes cross ice and connects to Bruno. Up the left wing, here comes Bruno, skating in. He cuts to the center of the ice, now going to go towards the right dot. Flashes defense all over that one. Onto the stick of Zanola, and Zanola will skate it up ahead. Zanola with a nice move there, just a little too far for himself, and Bernard will intercept him. Wygas now trying to go cross ice, looking to connect to Gregory. Flashes will send it right back to center ice. Bernard will have to collect in his own zone. We'll play it back to Barrett. Barrett going to turn back towards his own net there, and he just going to send it out into no man's land. Going to be retrieved by Godovich. Skating in his own zone, looking for the right side. Going to play it back into his own zone. Flashes send it high off the glass. Going to be picked up by Zanola. He's going to chip it ahead for Godovich. Now going to be picked up by Fryer. Fryer's got a shot there. Rebound attempt, bouncing around down in front. Neither team can pick it up. and Bernard will send it out there. Flashes try to send it in deep, but picked up by Barrett. He's going to shovel one up to Cummings. Cummings will just hit the red line and send it in. Timmons will collect and going to send one over to his line mate, Noah Outley. Outley going to shovel one up the boards, looking to connect to Simpson. But out of the zone, Grasha will send it back into his own zone, and Kane will have to collect below the red line of Johnson. Kane going to send it around the end boards, trying to connect with Grasha. Bounced over his skate, and that'll go the length of the ice for an icing. 16-16 left to play in this one. Flashes with yet another offensive zone draw. Kent State, shades of that first period a little bit here so far in the third. Zips have had no sustained attack. It's been all Kent State here in this first 4 minutes. As this crowd just seemingly grows after each period, more and more fans fill the ice arena. All along the glass is packed, the stands are packed. It's been an awesome one here tonight. Flashes win the offensive zone draw. Strutt trying to keep it in. Going to be intercepted there by Marsh. Marsh will send it into the empty corner for Kane. Kane going to try to go cross ice for Williams, and he collects cleanly. Williams there, stick check by 2 Kent State defenders. And the Flashes will make some defense turn to offense here as Gillespie skates it in up the right wing. Gillespie takes a check into the board by Grasha. Zulant tried a centering pass, nobody home for Kent State. Marsh trying to flip it out of his zone, kept in momentarily by Strutt, but onto the stick of Grasha. Grasha skates it in, left out, tries to get in down low, centering pass there. Too far for Williams. No threat there for Pettipies. Now the Flashes with some offense of their own. Lapsevich gets taken down from behind, and that'll almost certainly be a penalty there on Grasha. And the Flashes will be back on the power play. And Grasha going to the box once again. Been in there a few times tonight here for the Zips. And the Flashes will benefit with the power play at 15:33 left to play in the third period. Flashes with yet another awesome opportunity here to really force the issue into the laps of the Akron Zips. If they can scratch one across here on this power play with a 3-goal lead, going to make it really tough for Akron as that clock continues to wind down here in favor of Kent State. Fryer at the dot versus Becker. Fryer ties it up as he does oh so well. And Lapsevich is there to the rescue. Strutt can't keep it at the blue line. Wilson off to the races for Akron. Tries a centering pass there. Nice job by Garnett getting back on the back check. Lapsevich there as well, shutting down that second centering attempt. Akron with the puck in their own zone, shorthanded. Barrett just going to send it the length of the ice. Pettipies now will stop this one behind his own net and just leave it there for Garnett. Garnett going to get the wheels churning. Garnett cutting through center ice, going to play a pass up the right wing. Here comes Lapsevich. Lapsevich skates it in deep. Now down low to the left dot. He turns and lets a shot go. Blocked by off the skate of Barrett. Lapsevich staying with it. Second shot attempt goes wide. Johnson down in his crease, tied up with Godovich. Fryer picks this puck up behind the net of Johnson. Fryer centers a pass for Lapsevich, just a little behind him. And the Zips will clear. Kent State with 1 minute and 5 seconds left on the power play. Pettipies will send it away from some pressure for Garnett. Garnett pumps the brakes in his own zone. Going to send it cross ice to a wide open Jackson Gillespie. Gillespie up the near side boards. Gillespie going to play it down low for Simpson. Simpson now far side. Going to look for an option. He's down low. Now behind the net of Johnson. Simpson working hard here, trying to find an option. He's taken down by Bernard, but puck weaks onto the stick of Outley. Shot attempt saved by Johnson. Shot attempt from the point by Timmons, blocked out in front. Timmons trying to stay with this one. Zips were looking for a shorthanded breakaway there. Barrett was calling for it, but they couldn't get the pass off cleanly. And Kent State will have to go the length of the ice to get back into the offensive zone. Just 23 seconds left on the Kent State power play. Flashes can't get it through centers. Zips dump it in deep once again. Seconds winding down the power play. Now Outley will just take a moment behind his own net, going to play it up the boards for Zulant. Zulant collects, going to try to shovel it into the neutral zone. Kane just waiting for it, going to wind up, send it in deep, and the Zips kill off the Grasha penalty. And we are back to even strength, 13:30 left to play in this third period. Another turnover, Grasha fresh out of the box for the Zips. Shot attempt blocked from behind as he's pestered by 3 Kent State defenders there. Nice job by the Flashes on the back check. Just swarming Grasha there. Zulant trying to send it out of his own zone, looking to connect to Simpson. That puck still in the offensive zone for the Zips. They're going to send it in deep and skate off for the change. Kent State will get a few new skaters on as well. Cross ice pass for Geyer. He collects. Geyer going to play one back, looking to connect there to Godovich, a little behind him. Mischak going to send it the length of the ice, but Geyer intercepts it. Geyer into the offensive zone, up the right wing. Centering attempt broken up by Kane. Cummings now picks this puck up, going to turn and spin one out of the offensive zone for the Flashes. Now Garnett going to take it all the way behind the net of Pettipies and allow his players to get into position. Garnett leading the offensive rush here. Going to play one to Bazarov, who lets that one go all the way up the ice to Geyer. Geyer gets one down low to Godovic. He skates in down low, backhand a chance there. Just fanned off his stick. Godovic had a beautiful look at it. Geyer going to play one top of the point, back down low to Godovic. And that's going to be a tripping call here. Looks like number 6, Dylan Godovic, going to be the guilty party for Kent State. As Godovic skates to the box, his second trip in there tonight. We're going to get a look at the Akron power play here. With 12:20 left to play in the third, Flashes got to be careful here. Can't let Akron creep back into this one. Flashes have to be stout on the penalty kill. This face-off to the right of Cooper Pettipies in the Kent State zone. Puck tied up off the draw. Grasha kicks it back to his teammate. Now Bernard going to play one over to Wilson. Wilson right dot of the point, fakes the shot. They're going to play one back to Bernard, center ice, back over to Grasha. Grasha looks for an option, takes his time here, works his way to the top of the point, going to play one down low. Tough angle shot there, Pettipies with the save. Puck rolls into the corner, far side, picked up by Grasha. He's going to skate to center ice of the blue line. Now going to play one over to Wilson, all the way at the right dot. Wilson tries a shot, looking for the deflection, blocked out in front by the Flashes. Kept in by Grasha at the blue line. To play one left side for Bernard. He tries a shot there, gloved up by Pettipies, and he'll cover that one up. That's going to blow this play dead. 11:44 left to play in this one. 1:25 still left on the power play for the Zips. And they will still have this puck in the offensive zone momentarily. Flashes will get some fresh penalty killers out on the ice. Flashes going to send the face-off expert Gillespie to the dot versus Grasha. Those two have had too many face-offs to count here tonight. And like a broken record, Gillespie wins another one back. Puck tied up in the near side corner of the Golden Flashes zone. Both teams looking to squeak possession out of that pile. Flashes momentarily look like they have it. Grasha intercepts. Now the Zips skate one out. Williams going to turn left out, play one top of the point for Bernard. Bernard going to cut back, center ice, back down low to Williams. That pass too hot to handle for him. Flashes clearing attempt to no avail. Zips keep it in. Bernard, top left corner here, going to play a pass down low to Williams. He cuts in down low. Pettipies throws the stick out there, takes it off the stick of Williams, and Kent State clears the zone. 45 seconds left on the power play for Akron, and they will have to go the full length of the ice for this next rush. Bernard going to take his time here and allow his team to get some new skaters on the ice. Now Bernard going to come out from behind his own net. Going to elect to go to the right side, going to hit the red line, just chip it in deep. Outley gets there quickly and send it around the end boards out of the zone. Nice job, Noah Outley. 20 seconds left on the penalty. Kent State has almost killed it off. One last rush up the ice for Akron. Weigast tries to get it up there. Deflected by Fryer from behind, up and out of play. And that's going to blow this play dead. 10:32 left to play in this third period. Almost halfway done. Kent State almost there, protecting this lead. Godovic now standing up in the box, getting ready to come out here. Face-off will be in the neutral zone. It's a good break for the Flashes. Just trying to get back to even strength. Bruno wins that one back for the Zips. Going to play one back to Weigast. Weigast going to go cross ice looking for Bruno. Bazarov got a stick on it, but Akron still able to push it into the offensive zone. Outley going to unload here high and off the glass. Weigast tries to kick it in, and he does at the blue line. Now fresh out of the box, here comes Godovic. Has that one stick check from behind. Kane will just flip it into the neutral zone high, not off the ceiling. The Flashes will retrieve in their own zone. Geyer picks this puck up, takes a big check there from Kane, but Godovic picks this puck up right dot. His shot attempt blocked off the stick there of Weigast. Garnett trying to send it in back deep. Weigast collects. Now Becker with the puck on his stick. In his own zone, going to just try to turn and fire one to some empty space, but going to find the stick of Hewitt instead. Hewitt plays one to Garnett, who plays one to Zulant, who plays one to Lapsevich. One-time shot there from Zulant, wide of the net. Garnett steps up in the play, fans on that one. Gillespie picks it up, trying to tuck it in is Lapsevich off the side of the cage. Johnson hugging that post once again. Puck squeaks into some free space, and Gregory will have a chance to flip this one out. The Flashes with plenty of time to collect and send it in back deep. Johnson going to leave this one here for Kane. Kane going to float it high in the sky once again, and Garnett will have to retreat back to his own zone. Going to try to play one quickly up ahead to Zulant. Zulant trying to stay this one. Offside warning there. Zulant forced to exit the zone, and the Zips will take a moment to collect. Bernard once again behind the net of Johnson, trying to get something going for the Zips. Kane going to play it cross ice for Bernard. Bernard going to play one up the left side there for Gregory. Off his stick, deep into the Kent State zone, but Strutt with an abundance of time here, looking for an option. Off the stick there of Simpson, chipped in deep into the offensive zone for Kent State. Zanola plays it right back down low to Simpson. Simpson being shadowed there by Bernard. Simpson using the body to keep control of this puck. Zanola there to the rescue. Going to play one to the top of the point there. Shot from top of the point, looking for the deflection, but Johnson finds it through some traffic, and he'll just hold that one. Some more pushing and shoving behind the play, but nothing will come of that one. 8:28 left to play in the third period. Time winding down for Akron and for Kent State. Just forcing the issue all night long. Fryer at the dot versus Grasha. Fryer wins it back clean. Shot from the top of the point, wide of the net there. Fryer will retrieve that puck behind the net of Johnson. Fryer looking for an option as he's shadowed by Grasha. Simpson there to give him some support. Puck rolling up the far side boards. Grasha will collect and send one out to Wilson. Wilson off to the races here. Wilson up the right side, shot attempt saved by Pettipies. He's been sharp all night. Wilson retrieves it, going to try to turn, let another shot go. Another save there by Cooper Pettipies. The Flashes will get to break out of their own zone. Simpson couldn't get a stick on it, so that'll go the length of the ice for an icing call. And with 7:53 left to play in this third period, the Zips will get an offensive zone draw. Tension at an all-time high here in this building. Waiting to see how this one finishes up. Refs holding up the play momentarily. Johnson fixing the skates here behind the play in the Akron end of the ice. So we'll take a brief pause here until he is situated. Both teams discussing some strategy here. Zips in a huddle at the top of the blue line. Flash is already into position. Now it looks like we are ready to go. Johnson is good to go. Referee skating down to the Kent State side of the ice, and we'll get ready to drop this puck. Left out in the Kent State zone. Puck is now down. One back to the Zips. Shot off the draw, deflected out in front. Going to be collected by Timmons. Timmons going to play it high off the glass. Now off to the race, and here comes Simpson. And with the speed, he will collect below the net of Johnson. Simpson picks this puck up, turns away from some pressure, trying to feed it back out in front. Send one up near side boards for Gillespie. He'll send it right back to Simpson. He's removed off that puck by Bruno, and Bruno will going to play one up to Becker now. Becker into the offensive zone, up the right side, centered one for Bruno, and off his stick, he can't control it cleanly. Timmons with the stick out in front, shuts down that centering pass. Now puck in the far side corner. Simpson tries to clear the zone, kept in by Kane. Kane met at the blue line, and that forces that puck out of the zone. Coming up on 7 minutes left to play in the third period. And that's going to be an offside on Gillespie there. Ref's going to blow this play dead. He's going to pull this puck just outside the Akron zone. Gillespie trying to plead his case there. The ref not hearing it. Gillespie going to accept his fate. He's going to skate off to the bench as Kent State got a fresh line on the ice. Nazarov at the dot versus Marsh. Nazarov wins it back clean. Going to win it back to Outley. Outley looking for the red line. Broken up there by Gregory. Gregory going to try to enter the zone. Stick check there, but onto the stick of Marsh. Marsh leaves one for Parada. Parada goes cross ice there for Barrett. Quick shot there. Wide of the net. Up and out of play. And that'll blow this play dead. 6:47 left to play in the third. Flash is making sure proper personnel is on the ice, getting situated for this defensive zone face-off. Puck is down. Marsh wins it back cleanly to Parada. Parada being pressured here. Somehow gets it in deep. Hewitt going to try to shovel one along for Garnett. Zips trying to hold possession of the puck behind the net of Pettipies. Now squeaks out to the top of the blue line for Barrett. He tries a shot through some traffic there. Pettipies kicks it away. Centering attempt there by the Zips. Finds a stick of Parada. Going to go right back to Barrett. Barrett right dot. Spinning away from some pressure. Now going to turn and send it down the end boards. Behind the net here. Picked up by Gregory. Tough angle shot there. Kept in at the blue line by Parada. Parada tries a shot attempt. Pettipies kicks it away. Couldn't control the rebound. Now behind the net is Cummings. Cummings back to the top of the point for Barrett. Barrett right side there. Tries a shot through some traffic. Blocked out in front. Flash is desperately looking for a clear here. And they get that clear that they were looking for. They're going to have to send it the length of the ice for no choice but an icing. 5:57 left to play in the third. For Akron, maybe their best shift of the night there. Sustaining some offensive pressure, but still nothing to show for it. And for Kent State, desperately need to get some new skaters on the ice, some tired players out there. Right dot in the Kent State zone now. Johnson looks like he is going to skate off to the bench, but that is because of the Kent State timeout here. Kent State wisely using their timeout to give those players on the ice and rest. Because as we were saying, there were some very tired skaters, very long shift for that line that's currently out there. Excellent use of this timeout by the Kent State coaching staff. Give the players a breather, grab some water, and also talk up some strategy to finish out this game strong. So we are officially under 6 minutes, just 5:57 left to play in the third. Kent State oh so close to getting that revenge that they deserve. Flash is fired up on the bench as they break out of the huddle, and they are ready to go. Using that timeout for the Flashes allows them to get a few new skaters on the ice. So some great strategical work there once again by the Kent State coaching staff, as Kent State is now reloaded and ready to go. Puck now down. Flashes can't pick it up. Kane has it now. Going to slide a pass over to Bernard. Initial save by Pettipies. Puck rolling around. Now behind the net of Pettipies. Grasha collects. Tries a center one. Nice defensive work there by Gillespie on the back check. Flashes try to send it up the far side board. Kept in by Bernard. Shot attempt turned away by Pettipies. Rebound bouncing around out in front. And the Flashes will be able to break out of their own zone. Excellent job there by Kent State. Zulant tried to push it in. Wilson picks it up, however, off his stick. Going to collect up the right side. Just going to send it into the neutral zone for Kane. Kane going to find Bernard. Bernard all the way up there to Grasha. Grasha walks in up the left side. Grasha gets in down low. Puts this puck in the corner. Now back to the top of the blue line for Bernard. His shot attempt, taking a deflection out in front. Zips tried a shot attempt. Pettipies with the save. He takes a fall there. Zips trying to center this puck, but rolls around the end boards. Bernard collects left side of the blue line once again. Fakes the initial shot. Blocked out in front there by the Flashes. Puck rolling around right in front of Pettipies. Flashes swipe it out of harm's way, and now they are off to the races. Zulant will hit the red line and send it in deep, and they will skate off for the line change. Zips will have to go the length of the ice. Bernard once again behind his own net, going to connect on a breakout pass to Bruno. Bruno going to skate in center dot there. Pettipies will just shovel that one up into his glove, and he will hold it for the whistle. 4:38 left to play in the third period. Flash has got to start pushing this puck into the offensive zone here. Don't want to live in the defensive zone. Have to limit these opportunities for the Zips. Akron in desperation mode now. Off that face-off, Flashes win it. Timmons sends it around the end boards, collected by Simpson. Simpson tied up there momentarily with Parada. Puck squeaks out to the Golden Flashes possession. With some time, Outley will just send it in deep. Outley looking for Fryer to collect, and he does. Fryer far side board's going to play at top of the blue line for Timmons. Timmons going to try a shot from the point, deflected just wide of the net there off the stick of Simpson. Bruno trying to break out of his own zone. Outley steps up momentarily, but Parada will just send it out for Wygast. Wygast now going to collect himself and play a pass over to Barrett, but that pass behind him, the Flashes will capitalize. Zanola bringing the pressure. Simpson tried a shot. Easy save there for Johnson. Just going to shovel that one over to Parada, who's going to connect with Becker. Godovich there to give him some support. Now Barrett going to try to go cross ice here. No touch through the neutral zone, and that's going to go all the way down for an icing against Akron. 3:46 left to play in the third period. Kent State with a much-needed offensive zone draw, taking some of the pressure off of Pettipies and on their defense. Time winding down here for both sides. Kent State holding on to this 2-goal lead. Have to wonder when Akron considers pulling Johnson out of his net to get the extra attacker. We'll see how aggressive they are. Flashes don't want to let him get that chance, want to keep it on this end of the ice. Bazarov at the dot versus Bruno. Bruno wins it back to Parada. Parada sends it up. Now near side boards, picked up by Garnett, going to send it right back where it came from. Godovic shadowing Parada here. Godovic takes him down. Wygas picks it up for the Zips, going to play one down low to Barrett. Barrett trying to find an option to get out of the zone. His clearing attempt broken up by Geyer. Geyer just sends it into some empty space in the opposite corner. Wygas far side board, can't get enough on it to clear the zone. Geyer will intercept. Nice move there by Bazarov. Try to centering pass there for Godovic. Kept in by Garnett at the blue line, but the Zips will eventually get this one out of the zone. But not for long as the Flash is right back to work off the stick of Christian Geyer. Barrett will pick it up in his own zone, turn up the far side boards, going to play one over to Gregory. Gregory goes cross ice for Wilson. That pass a little too far for him, but Wilson sticking with this puck, skating it in deep, and he's taken down from behind. Johnson off to the races for the bench. As soon as Kent State gets a touch, that's going to blow this play dead, and they do. And a late penalty here on the Golden Flashes with 2:47 left to play in the third is going to put Akron on the power play, and not the ideal situation here for the Golden Flashes. That penalty going to go against number 27. It's going to be Peyton Hewitt. Going to serve 2 minutes on that tripping call for Kent State. Crunch time here for the Flashes. It's now backs to the wall on the penalty kill, protecting this 2-goal lead. Going to have to be sharp here. No room for error. Cannot give Akron an outlet back into this one. Grasha and Gillespie at the dot. Tale as old as time. Grasha gets the better of Gillespie on this one. And the Akron power play is underway. Wilson going to feed one to Bernard. His shot attempt gloved up by Pettipies through some traffic. Good save by Cooper Pettipies. And we'll do it again in the Kent State zone. Just 8 seconds into that power play. And now it looks like after that first possession there, Akron looks like they're going to use their timeout here to talk some discussion, recognizing how crucial these next 2 minutes are for them. For the Flashes, they will use this timeout as a nice breather here to make sure they are solid in their formation on this penalty kill. Flashes got to dig deep here. What an awesome treat this has been here tonight. And with this rivalry game, can't ask for much more in these rivalry games. It's been one of the best games we've seen here all season at the Kent State Ice Arena. Just excited to see how it ends up. Timeout nearing its end here as both teams huddled up and all getting on the same page. Both teams ready to rock and roll. Kent State fist bumps flying around the bench there. These guys are fired up. Akron breaking out of their huddle now. And we are ready to get this one underway. Neither team remaining with the timeout. So it's pedal to the metal from here on out. Fast-paced hockey coming up. You have to wonder for Akron, when does Johnson skate off to the bench here? For Kent State, no silly turnovers. Sound penalty kill. And here we go. Let's see how this one ends, folks. Zips win it off the opening draw. Bernard plays it down low to Grasha, who's going to go right back to Bernard, left side. Right side now for Wilson. Wilson skates in at the right dot, going to elect to play it back to the top of the blue line for Bernard. Right back to Wilson, toe drag shot, blocked out in front there by the Flashes, Lapsevich. Rebound attempt there by Barrett, wide of the net. Flashes send it high and off the glass and out of the zone there, off a Kent State wicked bounce there off the boards. And the Flashes able to get some fresh penalty killers on the ice. Flashes fired up about that one. Zips can't collect there in their own zone on their breakout attempt, so Timmons will send it right back where it came from. Bernard leading the charge once again here tonight for the Zips on this power play. Under 2 minutes left to play now in the third. Bernard elect to dump it in deep at the red line. And be picked up by Outlee, goes high off the glass. Not enough on it to clear the zone. but some support there by Fryer, and that'll clear the zone. Johnson now behind his own net. Going to elect to leave it, still standing with the puck on his stick, waiting for his teammates to get back. Bernard just going to leave it for Williams, and Williams going to turn on the burners. Williams skates up the left side, loses the handle on that one, overskates his own puck, and Timmons will turn and send it back in deep. Kent State penalty kill looking flawless so far. Grasha picks this one up in the neutral zone, across the red line, up the left side, looking to connect to Williams. He's going to shovel one down low. Grasha will receive this one below the net of Pettipiece. Grasha right side now. Johnson halfway to the bench here, waiting for his signal. Bernard tries a shot attempt, saved by Pettipiece through some traffic, and the Flashes clear the zone once again. Johnson way out of his net here, as we are now less than a minute left to play in this one. Flashes oh so close. 5 seconds left on the power play. And the Flashes back to even strength, and a turnover here, and here come the Flashes. Gillespie skating in all alone. Gillespie broken up from behind by Wilson. He had a look at it. Flashes back to even strength. Gillespie hustling back. Wilson skates it in up the right side. Johnson still on the ice, still not over to the bench. Flashes play it high and off the glass. And now Johnson to the bench, now pumps the brake, going right back to his crease as Lapsevich bringing the pressure. Barrett now in his own zone, waiting for an option. Barrett going to play it up, looking for Wilson. Flashes all over him. Zulon into the offensive zone, center ice between the circles, tries to center one down low for Outley. 15 seconds left in this one. Flashes look like they've sealed the deal. Zulon sends it to some empty space here. Outley collects it in the neutral zone, sends it back in deep. And 5 seconds left to play. Fans erupting here at the Kent State Ice Arena, realizing what just has went down. And your Golden Flashes get revenge on the Akron Zips. And a little altercation here at the end of the game. But doesn't matter, because Kent State wins this one, and a shutout for Cooper Pettipiece. He was rock solid all night, and your Golden Flashes get their revenge on the Akron Zips by a final score of 2-0. What an effort there all around by Kent State. Team win there, everybody contributing on all ends of the ice, and Kent State with a victory here that's going to feel a little extra good, getting some revenge and taking down their rival down the road. As the Flashes pick up some huge points for the playoff push coming up. Handshake line here as Kent State will marinate this win. Thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight on this broadcast. And thank you to everybody who made this a packed crowd here tonight on this cold night at the Kent State Ice Arena. What a treat this one was for everyone who tuned in. And on that note, that'll end our broadcast here tonight. Kent State fans, celebrate that win. My name is Alex Rivera. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night. And we will see you back next Saturday, Valentine's Day, here at the Kent State Ice Arena for the final Kent State D3 home game against Robert Morris. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night, and go Flashes.